You are watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports, and I would appreciate it if you would go down right now and hit that big red subscribe button. We are 79 subscribers away from getting to our goal of 25,000 subs. I want to get there by the end of the week, and I need your help. So if you want Knicks videos every single day on the latest Knicks news and rumors, hit that sub button and help us get to 25K. Should the New York Knicks trade for Zach Lavine? We're going to break it down on today's show. You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Is Zach Lavine the star the Knicks will trade for? There has been a lot of smoke surrounding Lavine and the New York Knicks for quite some time. And in today's show, I'm going to tell you why or why not I think it could be a good idea. First off, I think a trade makes sense for both sides. When you think about where the New York Knicks are in their rebuild and where the Chicago Bulls stand as an organization right now, I think it makes sense for both parties. For the Knicks, they want a star. Every single move the Knicks have made since Leon Rose has stepped in as the president of basketball operations, it has been to bring a star to Madison Square Garden. They did it with Jalen Brunson, but I don't think that they thought Jalen Brunson could be this type of star when they got him there. But I think everybody agrees that as good as Jalen Brunson is, he's not going to be able to do it himself. The Knicks are going to have to bring in another star to this situation if they really want to be a team at the top of the Eastern Conference. Why would the Chicago Bulls do it? They need picks, and they probably need to reset. With the news of Lonzo Ball potentially being done in the NBA and his knee not being able to be fixed, kind of throws a wrench into things for Chicago and their plans. They were really good a couple of seasons ago when they first got Lonzo Ball, but they don't really have a future if he's not on their team. What move can the Bulls make right now to put them in contention? There really isn't one out there, and they don't really have a lot of picks in the upcoming future. They need to reset, and they need to add more picks to their chamber of assets. And there's just been a lot of smoke surrounding this situation. Go back to the NBA trade deadline. We were live here on this channel. We thought a Zach Lavine trade was going to happen. There were reports coming out that the Knicks and Bulls were in talks. There was also a report from Ian Begley that said that Zach Lavine is a player that the Knicks have interest in. So when Begley says that, don't just gloss over it. The Knicks are interested in Zach Lavine, and he fits the type of player the Knicks want. The Knicks either want players that A, can get to the hoop, B, that can pull up from three, or be a catch-and-shoot player. And Zach Lavine, he checks all of those boxes. So in the rest of this video, I'm going to tell you why I think that Zach Lavine is a perfect trade target for the New York Knicks, but this is your chance to yell at me in the comments section because I know there's a lot of negative connotation around Zach Lavine. Injury prone, not a winning player, just a chucker. We're going to debunk some of those in today's show. But do you think the Knicks should trade for Zach Lavine? Type Y for yes, type N for no. The first reason I want to bring Zach Lavine to New York is because he's not just a good offensive player. He's just not an offensive star. He is an elite offensive player. This is a guy through the last 5 seasons, yes, the last 5 seasons, has averaged 25 points per game, almost 5 assists, and been a 47+% guy from the field, almost 40% from 3, and 84% from the free throw line. The guy is pretty much a 50-40-90 guy, and he's averaged 25 points per game in those last 5 seasons. But it's not just how or the fact that he does score these points. It's actually how he scores it. He can pull up from 3. He can score at all 3 levels. He can get to the rack. He is an above-average finisher. He has a pull-up shot that is one of the best in the NBA. He is a pull-up 3 specialty type of guy. He can get loose in the mid-range as well, and he can create for others. 4.5 assists. He has in his bag what the New York Knicks need and to complement Jalen Brunson. Also, he hasn't even reached his prime yet. He is only 28 years old, and he won't be 29 years old until the season is over. He just turned 28 years old, so he is still not even at the peak of his powers, and he's someone that I think is going to continue to get better. A lot of people will say, but Marshall, all those knee injuries, he missed a lot of games. He's an injury-prone player. Zach Lavine is not an injury-prone player. Did he have those early ACL and knee scares early on in his career? Absolutely. But when you look at the fact that he missed just 5 games this past year. Missed only 15 games in 2021. In 2020, you didn't play a full 82. You only played 72 games. So he missed only 14 games. The guy doesn't miss a lot of basketball games. And when he plays, he is successful. 25.5 points per game, 27.5 points per game, 24.5, 25 points per game, 48% from the deck, 47% from the field, 50%, 45%. Not only is he just a good basketball player, he shows up and he doesn't miss basketball games. That's what you want. That fits what the Knicks are looking for. Available players. And Zach Lavine has proved it time and time again, only missing 5 games this year, that he is an available player. Also, he is a star that is available. And that is what the Knicks are looking for. We always talk about who is going to become the next disgruntled star that the Knicks can go out and attain. We don't know because there are none. But Zach Lavine is the guy that is available. And I do think he is the guy that the Knicks could go out and trade for. The Bulls wouldn't have had talks at the NBA trade deadline if they didn't have the intentions of moving on from Lavine. And now with the news of Lonzo Ball, I think the Bulls have to look themselves in the mirror and say, who are we and what do we want to be? And does trading Zach Lavine help us get there? And I think it does. And if he is available, Knicks are 100% going to be interested in. But the reason I think that he is a perfect trade chip for the Knicks is he complements Jalen Brunson. Zach Lavine has never played with a real point guard like Jalen Brunson. Had that one small season, the sample size with Lonzo Ball, but I think it's a little bit different with Jalen Brunson, where he can command the opposing defense to focus in on him at all times. I think Lonzo is a better creator, especially in the fast break, and he's got that Showtime Laker, skill set. But I think Brunson is a player that can make life easier for Zach Lavine. Zach Lavine wouldn't have to face double teams anymore. The Knicks, they need another creator. Go back to that Miami Heat series. They were daring anybody on the Knicks to dribble the basketball outside of Jalen Brunson. With Emmanuel quickly being hurt for the second half of that series, the Knicks struggled there. And you can do that with Zach Lavine. You can have him run your offense or run your offense through him. We showed you. In the last 5 seasons, he almost averages 5 assists per game. So he's an elite offensive player. 28 years old. He's not an injury-prone player. He's actually a star that is available. And I think him and Jalen Brunson would be a good backcourt. I know they wouldn't be elite defensively, but let's not act like R.J. Barrett is some elite defensive player as well, because by the metrics, Zach Lavine is better on defense in every single one than R.J. Barrett. So coming up around the corner, I'm going to show you what a Zach Lavine trade might just look like. If Leon Rose were to make the call to Chicago, what Chicago might be asking for. We'll outline that coming up in a second. But first, I need you guys to get hooked up with our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS. Go to chatsports.com/bet, link right here, and the promo code, chat125. Make sure you use that when you log in and sign up, and they're going to hook you up with a 125% deposit bonus. Put $100 into your account, use the promo code at the website. You'll have $225 in your account with, and you can bet on the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals, or you can bet on the Denver Nuggets. And I'm pretty sure the picks that I gave you yesterday would have cashed, and you could have parlayed those. I had the Nuggets covering and the over on the points. Was the over correct? No, the over was wrong, but you would have went 1 for 2. So that's why you get the deposit bonus. Give you a little bit of cushion. But hey, go make your bets over at BetUS. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code chat125. All right, what does a trade for Zach Lavine look like? First, I think the Chicago Bulls are going to want a lot of picks in that trade. Maybe not a lot of picks, but definitely picks to be in that trade, no doubt about it, because the Bulls don't really have that pick ammunition. I think they have their own first-round pick in 2024 and their own first-round pick in 2027, but the 2025 and 2026 are protected, or some sort of combination between those. It's really complicated. I spent like an hour looking it up, and every site said something different. But also, they're going to want either R.J. Barrett or Julius Randle. And I believe that they're going to want R.J. Barrett. I don't think they're going to want Julius Randle in that deal. So you're going to have a pick package and one with R.J. Barrett. So this is one that I think could make some sense. I think they'd obviously want a guy like Emmanuel Quickly or a guy like Quentin Grimes. But if I'm giving you 22-year-old R.J. Barrett, I'm not giving up the 6th man of the year and a guy in Quentin Grimes that I'm extremely high on. So what about R.J. Barrett, Evan Fournier, Obi Toppin, Fournier to match the salary. Toppin has another young piece who, according to other GMs in the NBA, he's going to get paid 4 years, $70 million, so maybe he has more value than we might think. Then I'll give you our unprotected pick in 2024. And I'll give you the Milwaukee Bucks pick that the Knicks own in 2025, which is top 3 protected, so pretty much an unprotected pick right there. So I want to ask all the Knicks fans out there right now, would you make this trade? Would you send RJ, Evan, Obi, and 2 first-round picks for Zach Lavine? I'm sure a lot of people don't want to trade RJ Barrett, but if the Knicks aren't going to trade Julius Randle, really the only way to upgrade this team is an upgrade from Barrett to somebody else, and Zach Lavine is a hell of an upgrade. Type A for accept, type D for decline. As bad as I want to keep RJ Barrett, I know a lot of people on this show know that I love RJ. I didn't want to include him in trades last year for Donovan Mitchell, but I just think long-term that there's just kind of not the best fit between him, Brunson, and Julius Randle. And I think Julius Randle is going to be on this team because the Knicks aren't going to be able to trade him. So I would accept this deal. And you would have a starting lineup of Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, Zach Lavine, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. Then off the bench, you'd still have Emmanuel Quickley, Josh Hart, Isaiah Hartenstein, and you'd have a pretty damn good team, in my opinion. And you would still have the mid-level exception to go out and sign a backup power forward, maybe a vet like a Trey Lyles or something like that if you wanted to make it happen. I think this puts the Knicks in one of the top 3 teams in the Eastern Conference, especially if the Philadelphia 76ers lose James Harden. And I would even go to war against them if they did keep him, because I think Jalen Brunson and Zach Lavine might be the best backcourt in the Eastern Conference. I appreciate everybody for tuning in to Knicks Now, as always. If you want to talk more about the Lavine trade, hit me up on Twitter, @MarshallGreen_.